This right here is a blank slate for us, and we had some lessons learned in 21. We had lessons learned with the tomatoes we planted, how we planted the tomatoes. We had lessons learned with proper bed preparation and really the power of, plant growth and being prepared for weed pressure, right? So we had some opportunity with that. And you will see in 2021 that we're going to look back on just a few things that really challenged us. We really had to kind of step back and look at what we needed to do to be more effective, more efficient, and what we learned in 21. And what we did at the fall of 21, I think was really a start of that. Behind me, this is actually cover crop. We planted this at the end of the season.
We gotta get this poly cover pulled up. We gotta pull up these lettuces, the old collard greens. Get these tomatoes pulled out. I get the remainder of the watermelon harvest, and then get these honeydews up and get all this area cover cropped. We have already pulled up an area where our squashes were, and then I did sow some cover crop, but they didn't take as well because I didn't till. I just did a broad fork action, and I didn't till all of it. So what I'm going to do is use my mini cultivator, break this soil up. And as I was saying before, cover cropping is really important to a small farmer like myself, or a small gardener, even at home gardener. What it's going to do is next year is going to provide nutrients for your plants. Also, it helps from soil erosion. It builds up the ecology in your soil as well. So all those beneficial insects that help create that topsoil, it brings them back to your soil. So what we're going to do is we're going to put that cover crop in, help the soil out. Next year we're going to have an even better crop.
With this type of cover crop, what we plan on doing is what they call a chop and drop. So essentially we're just basically almost going to mow it down, and then where it lays, right? And then eventually what happens is that kind of compost back in, and and then we have the nutrients back into our soil for our plants. So that's kind of the plan behind it. We also did the adjacent plots right next to it, as you'll see here. And these aren't as quick growing, and they're not as quick growing because I was tasked with removing the old plants out of the garden. And I was doing that after work, during lunch breaks, and it took me a little bit because we had a little bit of a challenge with our tomatoes.
This is a face of negativity. Take that in, people. Take it in. Breathe it in deep. And understand what I have to go through on a daily basis.
Let's show them Tomato Alley.
Okay.
Actually, it's not really an alley.
It's a row.
It's not really a row. Let's show them Tomato Disaster. So, we did have okra here, but the tomatoes kind of just choked those suckers out. Oh my goodness, Ryan. Look at these guys. Do you see that?
Yep.
So there's part of the okra. But really, truly, this thing, we actually had some you could have harvested, Ryan.
It just is not enough. Plus.
Yeah. Bugs got to them too.
Yeah.
They sure did. They sure did. But anyway, so let me tell you guys something. I think what I'm going to do next year, when Ryan plants these tomatoes.
Label them properly?
He's blaming on me, but it's not my fault. So here's the deal. Ryan has very minimal beefsteak tomatoes. He has all little bite size, which I like. I think that's really cool to sell them that way at the market. He puts them in this little container, and it's a variety pack. And I actually enjoy them too. Like when I get hungry, I just go open one of those variety packs and I eat them.
Nothing product.
But it's good. It's real good.
You paying for those?
I enjoy. Every day of my life. But hey, Ryan, bring them in here. I want to show them.
I'm trying to show them the full effect.
Oh, they don't want to see that. We planted far too many tomatoes. I think we planted them probably too close together, and we didn't have a plan. And I think that that's where we went wrong, right? We didn't know really the varieties that we were planting or where we were planting them. And it kind of made a mess of things and delayed things. So like hindsight's 2020. So this year we're taking a step back. That's definitely a learning opportunity for us. So it caused delays with the cover crop, and you know, my hope is that we start to see some of that cover crop take off here soon. So then that way we can kind of get things rolling with our spring planting, because we have some ideas, folks. We have some ideas, and we'll love to share those with you guys here in future videos. But today I want to show you guys the blank canvas that we have. And yes, we are starting with some things that we planted through the fall. We actually tried some overwintering just to see how that would work for 2022. And so what you guys will see basically are experiments that we're trying. We did do elephant garlic, and if you haven't checked out that video, you should check it out. Ryan definitely overshared in that video. He totally did. But that garlic actually is coming up. And mind you that, you know, it is spring here, and we've already had last week, I think we had about 2 or 3 inches of snow. But the garlic is still doing very well. You will also see that we actually overwintered our onions. Now, I don't necessarily know how that's gonna work, but it's an experiment. We're gonna see. They look like they're doing pretty well. We did cover them with straw from our goat pens, so hoping that provided some type of coverage for the onions, that they will do something this year. But you know, we'll see. It's an experiment, what can I say? So if you actually take a look at our garden here, we have our wildflower garden that I am super excited to see. Last year it did really well, where Ryan broadcasted the seeds, and it's taken me a lot to use that word, actually. If you guys remember some of our first videos, I told Ryan that nobody says that word.
We also broadcasted some seeds, various seeds, anywhere from sunflowers.
Nobody said broadcasted.
What?
Nobody says broadcasted.
In the garden world, they say broadcast.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
I've never heard that said. Nobody says.
That's because she is not a gardener, people. We have had this conversation before. But anyway,
why did you say I spread out the seeds? No, not I broadcasted. That sounds silly.
God is still working on me. I just want to let y'all know. He's still working on me.
And now that I watch people's videos, people totally say that word. And I just said the word. But hey, it is what it is. So back to the wildflower garden. If you remember last year, this was really beautiful. It really took off. So I'm hoping, because we did do a perennial mix here for our bees, that we start to see some of those flowers come up. We did some zinnias. We did zinnias. We did a bunch of perennial mix. We also did do some seed saving with our sunflower. So we're gonna do a bunch of sunflowers over here again. Those things got massive. But that's the plan, folks. We've got a bunch going on. If you haven't seen what we're planning yet, we did share with you some of the ideas that we have through the indoor planning, and we actually have some really good starts here. So we are going to be working on getting our garden ready so we can do some outdoor planning here really soon. We're going to try some new stuff here on the farm to extend our season and see what we can do. So that's the canvas. There's more to come on it. Hope you guys stick around to see the next video. If you like what you see, please make sure you like, share, subscribe. And where would I be if I didn't say what Ryan says? Tell a few million friends or two. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Yeah, so we finishing up on the farmer's market. It was a blast.
It was.
The very first one.
Did not disappoint.
No, it did not. We had right out the bat, we was full sprint. Jamie was not here, of course. She was messing around. So she bought cookies. She
They
bought
were good.
Flowers, tomatoes.
Yep.
But she wasn't helping.
I sure did.
But
thank you.
Thank you. So,
we met some amazing people.
Amazing people, awesome people. So
and we will be back.
Yeah, we will be back next week. So
Yes.
if you guys didn't come this week, come next week. We'll see you guys there.
Okay.
All right, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.